Your AV receiver has one setting that most people get completely wrong. So, why does your expensive home theater still sound muddy, weak, and disappointing? Today I'll show you the speaker setting that transforms dialogue, bass, and surround sound in minutes. Like the video, and subscribe for honest soundbar reviews that help you buy smarter. Comment. Make sure to tell me what the next video should be about, and check the description for best prices and product links. The Great Deception: why almost everyone gets this wrong. Have you ever wondered why an expensive home theater can still sound disappointing? Most people immediately blame their speakers, their receiver, or even the room itself. But the truth is, one tiny setting hidden inside your AV receiver is responsible for more poor-sounding systems than almost anything else. It looks harmless, almost too simple to matter, yet it's quietly holding back the performance you already paid for. Before you spend another dollar upgrading your setup, there's one secret you need to understand. Every AV receiver asks the same question during setup: large or small? If you own big floor, standing speakers, selecting large feels completely logical. That's exactly why almost everyone gets it wrong. Inside your receiver, those words don't describe the physical size of your speakers. They're actually telling the receiver how it should handle bass. Choosing large tells the receiver to send a full-range signal to your speakers instead of intelligently managing the low frequencies. Now think about what happens next. Your front speakers suddenly have to reproduce powerful explosions, deep bass notes, crystal clear dialogue, and detailed sound effects all at the same time. That extra workload reduces clarity, muddies the mid-range, and prevents your dedicated subwoofer from doing the job it was specifically built for. Instead of every speaker working together, your entire system starts competing against itself, and the result is weaker performance across the board. The surprising part is that fixing this doesn't require buying new equipment. It only takes one setting change inside your receiver, and the improvement can be dramatic. Dialogue becomes clearer, bass becomes tighter, and your entire home theater starts working exactly the way engineers intended. But before changing anything, you first need to understand why the small setting is actually the smarter choice. And that's exactly what we're covering next. Section 2. The counter-intuitive solution. Why small is actually better. So what's the fix? Surprisingly, it's the exact opposite of what most people expect. If your home theater includes a dedicated subwoofer, go into your AV receiver's speaker configuration menu and set every speaker to small. Yes, even those large, expensive floor-standing towers. It sounds completely wrong at first, but this is one of the biggest secrets behind a properly tuned home theater system. Here's why it works. In AV receiver language, small doesn't mean your speaker is physically small. It simply tells the receiver to activate bass management. Instead of forcing your front, center, and surround speakers to reproduce deep bass, the receiver intelligently redirects those demanding low frequencies to your subwoofer. That allows every speaker to focus on what it does best, while the subwoofer handles the heavy lifting it was specifically designed for. The difference is immediately noticeable. Your front speakers produce cleaner vocals and sharper details because they are no longer fighting deep bass. Your center channel delivers much clearer dialogue, making conversations easier to hear without constantly changing the volume. Even your receiver benefits because its amplifiers no longer waste power trying to drive deep bass through every speaker channel, leaving more clean power available for the sounds that matter most. This is why professional home theater installers almost always configure systems this way. They're not making your speakers weaker, they're allowing every component to specialize. But turning on bass management is only the first half of the process. Now your receiver needs to know exactly where it should hand bass over to the subwoofer, and that's where the crossover setting becomes the next game-changing adjustment. The secret behind the perfect 80 Hz is crossover. Now that your speakers are set to small, you've unlocked one of the most important settings inside your receiver, the crossover frequency. Think of the crossover as a traffic controller. It decides which frequencies stay with your speakers and which ones get redirected to your subwoofer. Set it correctly, and your entire system blends together seamlessly. Set it incorrectly, and you'll either lose bass or create a muddy, disconnected sound. For most home theater systems, the best starting point is 80 Hz. This isn't just a random number. It's the crossover frequency recommended by THX and widely used by professional installers because it creates the smoothest transition between your speakers and subwoofer. Everything above 80 Hz stays with your speakers, while everything below moves to the subwoofer, where it can be reproduced with far greater authority. There's another reason 80 Hz works so well. Frequencies below this point are extremely difficult for our ears to locate. That means your subwoofer can sit almost anywhere in the room while the bass still appears to come directly from your front speakers. Raise the crossover too high, however, and voices or instruments may start sounding like they're coming from the corner where your subwoofer sits, completely breaking the illusion of a seamless soundstage. If you own very small satellite speakers, you may need a crossover of 100 Hz or 120 Hz because they simply can't reproduce lower frequencies comfortably. But for most bookshelf speakers, tower speakers, and complete home theater systems, 80 Hz remains the safest and most effective starting point. Once that's set, there's only one final adjustment left before your receiver is performing like a professionally calibrated system. 2 Pro settings that complete the setup. At this point, your system is already performing far better than it did before. But there are 2 additional settings that many people overlook, and together, they can make the difference between a good home theater and a truly great one. These settings only take a minute to check, but they have a surprisingly big impact on overall performance. The first is your subwoofer mode. Inside your receiver, you'll usually find 2 options: LFE and LFE plus main. If you've already set all your speakers to small, the correct choice is simply LFE. Choosing LFE plus main sends overlapping bass to both your speakers and your subwoofer, often creating the same bloated, muddy bass response you were trying to eliminate. While you're there, make sure LPF for LFE is set to 120 Hz so your subwoofer receives the full low-frequency effects channel exactly as movie soundtracks were designed. Next comes the final professional tweak. After you've changed your speaker sizes and crossover, run your receiver's room calibration system again, whether it's Odyssey, YPAO, Dirac Live, or another calibration program. Once it's finished, go into the channel level menu and slightly increase your center speaker by about 1 to 2 decibels if dialogue still feels soft. If you want a little more impact from your bass, increase the subwoofer level by 2 to 3 decibels inside the receiver's menu rather than adjusting the volume knob on the subwoofer itself. With these final adjustments complete, your home theater is finally working the way it was designed from the factory. Dialogue becomes cleaner, bass becomes tighter, and every speaker blends together into one seamless soundstage. Most people think they need to buy better equipment to achieve this level of performance, but the reality is much simpler. They just needed to unlock the settings that were already hiding inside their AV receiver. The final conclusion. So, let's quickly recap everything we changed today. First, we exposed the biggest myth in home theater by understanding that the large speaker setting has nothing to do with the physical size of your speakers. Then we unlocked proper bass management by setting every speaker to small, allowing your subwoofer to handle the deep bass while your main speakers focused on delivering cleaner dialogue and greater detail. After that, we set the crossover to the industry standard 80 Hz, creating a smooth transition between your speakers and subwoofer. Finally, we finished with the small professional tweaks like setting LFE mode, checking LPF for LFE, and making minor level adjustments after room calibration. The amazing part is that none of these improvements required new speakers, a new receiver, or expensive upgrades. Everything we did today was completely free. Yet these simple adjustments can transform a home theater from sounding muddy and unbalanced into something that feels cleaner, more powerful, and far more immersive. It's proof that getting the settings right is often more important than buying more expensive equipment. Now it's your turn. Pause this video, grab your receiver remote, and make these changes yourself. Then come back and tell me what happened. Was your dialogue easier to understand? Did your bass become tighter? Or were you surprised by how much better your entire system sounded from just a few simple settings? I'd genuinely love to hear your experience, because your feedback can help thousands of other home theater enthusiasts avoid making the same mistake. And if this video helped you unlock the performance your system was capable of all along, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more real-world home theater tips, soundbar reviews, AV receiver guides, and expert setup advice. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, enjoy the incredible sound your home theater was always meant to deliver.